Hello everyone, and welcome to the next video in the series. This is the last video for now anyway, on the topic of conversions between fractions, percent and decimals. And the subtopic, this is a short video, and the subtopic is that I want to talk about what I call common equivalencies. So for the common fractions or decimals or percentage, you should know how to go from one notation to another without even doing computations. So as an example of that, it's sort of expected that you can do a kind of a problem that has like 1/2. You should know that 1/2 is 0.5, 5/10, or 50%, and most people know that, of course. But that's what I'm talking about, and the ones that I recommend that you know by heart are the ones where you divide into 2 parts or 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts, and at least one instance of 8 parts. So for 1/2, of course, if we have a 2 down here, we can only have a 1, which is the only digit that's smaller than 2. The only number that's smaller than 2 is 1. So we have 1/2. If you have a denominator of 3, I recommend knowing both 1/3 and 2/3. 1/3 is, as a decimal, it becomes 0.3, and the line on top, some people, by the way, use a dot on top. That means that digit 3 repeats. So in fact, you have 0.3333, and it never ever ends. You can do the long division yourself and see how that comes about. If you divide 1 by 3, you will see that. So the exact value is 0.3, and 3 repeats. As a percentage, it becomes not 33%, but 33.3 with a line on top, or 33 and 1/3 as a fraction of a percent. This should be known. Keep in mind that 1/3 cannot be 33%, because 33, if that's the size of one piece, 3 of them make 99, not 100. That's where the extra 1/3 comes in. So 1/3 is the same as 33 and 1/3%. And that 2/3 becomes either repeating digit 6, or as a decimal or fraction, it becomes 66 point repeating digits, again 6. As a fraction, it becomes, well, as a fraction that goes with the percent, it becomes 66 and 2/3 of a percent. Next, you should know 4s. There are 2 of them. 1/4, now most people know this one. 1/4 is 25 hundredths, 0.25, or 25%. And 3/4 becomes 0.75, or 75%. Now 2/4, I didn't write that down because that reduces to 1/2, which is, of course, 0.5 or 50%. Then you should know your 5s. There is 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, and 4/5. 1/5, you notice that if you multiply the top and the bottom of all of these fractions by 2, you'll end up with a 10 in the denominator. So if I do 2 and 2, multiply the top and the bottom by 2, I get 2/10. And there you go, 2/10, which is 20%. So 1/5 is 20%. Again, you should know that. If someone says 1/5, you should know right away they're talking about 20%. 2/5 becomes 4/10, or 40%. 3/5, again, if you multiply the top and the bottom by 2, you end up with 6/10, which is exactly what we have here, 6/10, and that's 60%. And 4/5 becomes 8/10, or 80%. And in addition to these, there is one other one that I recommend that you know, comes up frequently enough, 1/8, and that becomes 0.125, or as percentage, it's 12.5%, or 12.5%. So again, keep in mind, you should know these equivalencies by heart. Thanks for watching this very short video, and I wish all of you a great day.